In this video, you will learn how to design an effective login page for an app. We will also cover gathering requirements for the login page and writing user stories and acceptance criteria based on those requirements and then documenting them on Jira as user stories. Creating a good login page is essential for any app or website. Let's break it down. First, keep it simple. Simplicity matters. Users want a straightforward login process, right?
Include only necessary elements an email field, a password field, and a clear login button. Avoid cluttering the page with extra information or complex designs. Think of DeFi Performance Products' simple and bold login page. You can even show the login area as a pop up on the same page, like Canva does, to save time.
Second, show your brand. Put your brand's logo on the login screen. It helps users recognize and trust your app. Third, email instead of username. Instead of asking for a username, use the user's email address. It's more convenient for most people. Fourth, secure passwords. Encourage strong passwords with guidelines like minimum length and special characters. Consider adding a password strength indicator to help users create secure passwords. Fifth, forgotten passwords. Include a link to reset forgotten passwords. Users appreciate this feature when they can't remember their login details. Sixth, social login. Let users sign in using external accounts like Google, Facebook, or Apple. It's convenient for those who prefer their existing credentials. Seventh, separate login and sign up. Keep login and sign up process distinct. Don't confuse users by mixing them on the same screen.
Accessibility. Make sure your login page is accessible to everyone, including people with disabilities, like, for example, visual disabilities, auditory disabilities, motor disabilities, speech disabilities, etc. Follow guidelines like WCAG for usability. Ninth, instant account creation. When a new user arrives on the login page, offer a direct link to create an account. Make signing up easy and immediate. 10th, remember login info. Enable browser autofill or a remember me feature. This convenience encourages users to come back to your app. Remember that a well designed login screen sets the tone for your app, so follow these best practices for a smooth user experience. Imagine an app that's currently in development, featuring very basic functionalities. As part of this app, we will need essential pages like the login and sign up screens along with some templates, right? For now, let's focus solely on the login page. We all know the fundamental fields that should be present there: an email ID field, a password field, and a login button. But what other elements are crucial? To gather requirements, consider researching similar apps or examine existing ones. Based on client needs, you will need to identify the important features necessary to create a convenient and user friendly login experience. As based on the requirements that we discussed just now, let's create some user stories for a simple login page. What are user stories in software testing and how to write them based on requirements? User story is an informal general explanation of a software feature. It focuses on what the user wants and needs, ensuring that the program aligns with those demands. The stories follow a specific format, as you see below. As a user, I want this functionality so that I achieve this goal, right? For example, as a customer, I want to follow my purchase status online so that I know when to expect delivery, right? Characteristics: concise. User stories are brief and to the point. User centric. They emphasize the end user's perspective. Acceptance criteria. User stories include acceptance criteria that define the expected behavior of the feature. First, identify the scenarios. Understand the project requirements thoroughly. Identify different scenarios or use cases related to the feature. Second, write the user story. Use the as a user, I want this functionality so that I achieve this goal format. Be concise and clear in your description. Third, define acceptance criteria. Specify the conditions that must be met for the user story to be considered complete. Acceptance criteria help ensure the feature meets the desired outcome. Fourth, prioritize user stories. Arrange them based on importance and impact. Prioritization helps allocate resources effectively. Fifth, update user stories as needed. As the project progresses, user stories may evolve. Be open to adjustments based on feedback and changing requirements. As we know now, user stories are concise explanations of software features from the perspective of end users. They help us understand what needs to be built and why. Here are a few examples related to login functionality. Imagine a login page and think as yourself as a real time user, right? First, user story example 1 for login page. Remember me option. As a user, I want an option to stay logged in so that I don't have to enter my credentials every time. Acceptance criteria for this should be that the system should provide a remember me checkbox during login, and if checked, the user remains logged in across sessions. User story example 2 for login page. Password reset. As a user, I want to be able to reset my password if I forget it so that I can regain access to my account. Acceptance criteria. The system should allow users to request a password reset via email or security questions. So let's say as a user, I want to add these two features on my login page. In order to document in Jira, we will simply sign up and create an account for our project. I'm naming my project as, for example, Timer App. As you see, I am inside Jira tool now. I am quickly creating a project in Jira, and from the templates I'm choosing software development. Then choosing a Scrum template for my project. Next from the two, I am going to select the team managed project. Then I am going to name my project as Timer App as an example, right? Then click on next and you will see the project is being created. Let's dismiss this now. Then from above, click on create. You see the project name here, that is the timer app, right? Then issue type, I wanted to choose story. This is already selected. Then status, I'm keeping it as to do. Then scroll down below. Next comes the summary. Here I will write my user story summary. As a user, I want the remember me option to stay logged in. And in the description, I will write currently users are required to enter their credentials every time they access the application. To enhance user convenience, we need to implement a remember me feature. When users select this option during login, the system should remember their authentication state even after they close the app or navigate away. Users can manually log out if needed. By providing this functionality, we improve the overall user experience and reduce the need for repetitive login actions. Let's now scroll down below and click on Create. The issue is now created and you may view it here. Next, click to create a new issue. The project you see, the timer app, the issue type is story type, the status I'm keeping to do. Then write the story as a user, I want the password reset option to regain access to my account if I forget my password. Now, in the description, we can write currently, if a user forgets their password, there is no mechanism to reset it. To improve user experience and account security, we need to implement a password reset functionality. When users click on the forgot password link, they should receive instructions via email or SMS to reset their password. By providing this feature, we ensure that users can regain access to their accounts without unnecessary hassle.
Remember, user stories capture the voice and needs of the customer. They provide context for the development team and guide the creation of valuable features. Once you have user stories, you can refine them further and add detailed requirements as needed.
Benefits of using user stories in testing. User stories provide essential context for the development team. They help everyone understand what needs to be done. User stories link tasks directly to the value they bring. This ensures that efforts align with meaningful outcomes. Then, user stories improve estimation accuracy and aid sprint planning. Teams can allocate resources effectively. User stories connect with broader organizational goals. They fit into larger initiatives and epics. In order to keep my video short, I will continue discussing some other user stories in my next video. Like, share, and subscribe. Press the bell icon to get notified of my new uploads. Thank you for watching.